Yo, the way you women talk to men today, well, we get into that. We get it, man. Welcome. God bless you. It is a wake. The F up Monday. It is Monday, July the 1st, 2024. 13 minutes after y'all. Welcome, guys. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. The chat room is open, or you can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. Like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. We truly appreciate you. I am so glad I'm saying all this right now where there's no one in the room because I'm tired of saying this, and I'm going to stop saying this in a minute, but that's another issue. This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. My man Young Nut is in the chat room. Appreciate you, brother. SennyJ, good morning. God bless. Good to see you. Looking well. Good morning, young lady, and how are you?
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Wake the F Up Monday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know what is happening in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have Front Page News with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Of course, you want to stick around for it. Like I said, everything that SennyJ has to offer. Let's put a pause on that. And welcome to the show, and we truly appreciate you. Senny, we're gonna jump right into this thing. First of all, before we jump into this thing, SennyJ, how was your weekend?
My weekend, it was really good. I got to see Bad Boys for Life finally. Such a good movie. And I seen it in the middle of the day, that is my premiere nap time. And I didn't even fall asleep. I was up for the whole movie. It was such a good time. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I never saw three. So I seen that they had it on Hulu. So I was like, Bad Boys for Life, like, what is this about? Because I thought I'd seen all of them, but I didn't realize. First of all, did you guys know that a Bad Boys 3 had came out? I feel like it came out during COVID, so it didn't really get the push that it deserved. I don't know, but I watched it for the first time like a couple of weeks ago. Boring. It was like dragging. It actually took me 2.5 days to watch Bad Boys 3. That's how like uninterested I was. So this one was definitely way more better. If you haven't seen it, go freaking see it. So
Uh,
that was my weekend.
well,
I went to the movies.
yeah, damn. It's getting worse and worse every weekend. Your weekend reports are horrible. They're so regular, and they get more
Whatever.
regular. Anyway, Cindy, you're
And the
right.
pool. And the pool. I hit the pool.
Uh, Cindy, you're right. Damn. Oh my God. Okay, movies and pool. Wow. Uh,
Whatever. You're a hater. You wish
uh,
your weekends could be as relaxing as mine. That's the problem.
yeah, no
I
doubt.
I know, Shawn. It's okay.
Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning start right. This afternoon, we're gonna on Cindy J's page, on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team page, on Miss Miko page, and my personal social media pages. We are going to premiere some of our our our
Oh, sorry.
our new our new clips and new segments, and premiering in the podcast studio. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please tune in later today. We're gonna drop some video. Uh, well, because we take this whole thing to a whole nother level. Now, City, you're right. A few Sundays back, I went to go see Bad Boys the movie. Bad Boys myself. My wife took me
How
to the
was
movie. I thought that was really nice. It
Yeah.
was a it was a Father's Day present. She took her father as well. So me and my father-in-law was in the movie theaters together.
Okay, okay.
And my wife was sitting in between us, so I was being very respectful because I wanted to touch up on my wife, but dad was sitting next to us.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
No question about it. And we saw Bad Boys the movie. And you're right, Bad Boys the movie, that was a really good movie. I would recommend you go out there and support the movement. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. the duo, they like the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis of our generation. And the movie was definitely from beginning to the end action packed, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes.
Now, before we start the show and get this thing on the Wake the F Up Monday, don't forget later on today, guys, we're gonna have some clips of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with SennyJ and Mitch Miko and myself. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and please comment on it. And good morning, everyone. Shout out to Mike Grassley, also Princess Cox No Poison. Don't remember Princess. We're going to interview Princess this week because of his world premiere of uh, Squad Gods on HBO on the 10th. LaShawn Haynes Jones, God bless you. Nicole Harris, God bless you. The ambassador to the chat room, Vanetta George, God bless. We're going to bring those shout outs back in the fourth season. I don't care what SennyJ said. Sister Soldier, God bless. And for the record, it was SennyJ that shut down the shout outs. Shout out to my man, Young and
Yeah, because people were wilding out in the chat room.
See?
But we'll talk about that later if you want
Yeah,
to.
so when we bring the shout outs back, y'all got to stop wilding out in the chat room.
Y'all wilding. Somebody give y'all a little shine.
Yeah,
Start acting up. Start.
that's right. Start,
I don't know if some
start,
of y'all. I don't know if some people should know some of y'all names. I don't know.
start selling merchandise and all type of stuff. Anyway,
What type of
uh,
stuff? Acting crazy.
now I just want to just recap from last week on the Wake the F Up Monday real quick, Sinj, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
Last Thursday night, I believe that was that Joe Biden, Donald Trump debate. Was that was last Thursday to be safe to say, SennyJ? And
Yes.
and yes, Joe Biden had a horrible, horrible debate, which we all know. And everybody called for him to resign. And even I was scratching my head, and I was talking about it on Friday. I was like, this thing is making me nervous with Joe. And then, SennyJ, I had to sit back and think real quick on a Wake the F Up Monday. Joe Biden had a bad day. He had a bad night. He had a bad debate. He didn't look good. But let me ask this question to you, SennyJ, and all the others. How many times have you had a bad day? How many times things didn't go right on that particular day? How many times you was at your job and it didn't work out right? You had a bad day at your job. Even in spite of the fact that you've been trained to do this job and you still had a bad day at your job. How many times have you had a bad day and it was unforeseen? You didn't cause any of this and you had a bad day. How many times in our life that we not only have I had bad days in my life, I had consecutive bad days in my life. But what happens when you have a bad day or you're in a dark place in your life? What we do? We brush it off our shoulders. We get back up. We get back up, as painful as it can be, and we continue on with life. So every time that one of us have a bad day, we don't reject or deflect or fire ourselves. How many times you had a bad day and you fired yourself? Never. So we are quick, and I'm gonna give my time. We are quick. Cindy, you fired yourself. We are quick to judge, and I'll tell you why we quick. Cindy, get clap for Cindy. She fired herself. I'll tell you why we are quick to judge, because we live in the time. We live in real time. It happens in real time, and we are so judgmental and we are so polarized. 100 years ago and 200 years ago, you found out whether the good news or bad news in 4 days. Now you find it out in 2 seconds. So just because the end of it, and we're not going to, and I understand Joe is 4,000 years old, and I get it. But when someone have a bad day, do we kick them down? Do we kick them? Do we tell them to go? Did Joe Biden do something criminal where he has to be removed? And let me tell you something. There's been times, SennyJ, where I've been on stage performing and my process has stopped. You know how many times I've had Joe Biden moments on stage where I was in the middle of the joke and stopped and everything just shut down for about 6 seconds and people were looking at me like I was crazy. Just because you had a bad day and just because others have bad days, it doesn't mean that we discard the person and remove them from any type of positions that they have in life. Put a number one in the chat room. If you ever had a job and that's your job, you had a bad day. If you made a mistake, we've all been trained on certain jobs and still have made mistakes. No one's perfect. This is deeper than Joe Biden. The rush to judge someone who, and even though Joe Biden, I'm not minimizing his occupation, he's the president of the United States, one of the toughest jobs on earth. I understand that. But boy, are we really, really so quick to kick a person when they're down, when they had a bad day, on the Wake the F Up Monday. SennyJ, I have a question for you before I yield my time. Have you ever had a bad day? I yield
Sure.
back.
Sure. Anybody can have a bad day. Bad day is, him donating money to Ukraine. Bad day is him tripping up the stairs. And that's what the problem is that everybody since the beginning of his presidency has been saying he's just having a bad day or he just has a cold. And when he had that debate, it was on full display his decline, his cognitive. This is not, oh, he didn't get enough sleep last night. This is a progression. If you look at his debate from 2019 and look at his debate today, he's in decline. If he has another 4 years, we even talk about Obama. When Obama first entered his presidency, he was looking great, not a gray hair in sight. 8 years later, he has a full head of gray hair, wrinkles all over the place. It is a highly stressful job. Joe Biden, if you look at the clip when he was at the Waffle House after his presidential debate, pandering to the African Americans, he's over there with literally a health aide who's helping him walk around. When he was done with the debate, his wife had to come and help him down 3 small steps. His health is in decline. I'm with the people on the internet who want to file a petition against Jill Biden for elder abuse. He needs to be sitting down and enjoying the rest of his life.
Uh,
Everybody has older parents or grandparents or somebody that they love that is an elder person, and we can see the signs when they've been overstimulated. When they start stuttering their words or they start tripping all over the place. That's what I tell my 98 grandmother when she's up doing the dishes and cooking dinner and she's fumbling around. I don't go, oh, she's just been up all day, she'll be fine. No, I go in there and I'm like, Grandma, what are you doing? Sit down. I got it. I'll get it for you. Because you're doing too much.
uh,
He's 80 something years old and not in good health. Am I an ageist? If you can do your job and be however old you are, then do it. But you can't say you're the president of the world and stumbling like you are, especially in an election year. They're lucky they got away with it for the past 4 years, gaslighting everybody that he was okay. And now that we see that he's not, they should be ashamed of themselves. What the
uh,
Democrats should have been doing these last 4 years while his health was in decline was setting up a replacement.
uh,
Nobody's saying let's vote for Trump, and I'll be done in just a second. Nobody's saying we shouldn't vote for Trump. What we're saying is the Democratic Party should have been gearing us up for somebody else, whether it be Kamala, Gavin Newsom, Josh Shapiro, who he's the governor of Pennsylvania. There's other Democrats available. So I want to know why you want to push Biden down our throats.
Uh, Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ. Also, guys, don't forget, later on this afternoon, we're going to put up some dramatic clips of our new version of our show. Uh, please comment, like, share, or just, enjoy the new clips that's going to hit the social media platform in a few hours, and we truly appreciate it. SennyJ, you have no argument for me. But what I'm saying to you is this: there are people that are that are younger, that have a strong mind, that also make mistakes and have bad days. There are some.
But this
Whoa,
is
whoa,
not
whoa,
a
whoa,
but
whoa,
this
whoa,
is not
whoa,
a
whoa,
mistake
whoa,
though, Sean.
whoa,
But
whoa.
but but
Hold
you
on,
keep
hold on,
saying mistake like he
hold
did
on,
something wrong.
hold on.
Why do you keep saying mistake like it was a bad
He
day?
he had a bad day, and let me finish. The next day, Joe went out there. They propped him up again, and the wife brought him up to the stage. And he acknowledged the fact that, yes, he had a bad day. He acknowledged the fact that he's old as hell. And he had a great speech. But that's the point I'm making here. I understand everything you're saying. I'm just saying, us as individuals, we've had bad days.
Well,
We've
then
all
speak
been,
about individuals, but
I asked
don't
you,
compare
I
don't
asked you,
compare
did you,
Joe Biden.
excuse me, I asked you, did you have a bad day? You answered in one word. You said yes, and then you went on and gave us this whole a situation with Joe Biden.
But a
I didn't.
bad day is a clerical error. A bad
I'm
day
saying,
is
I think, I believe, regardless of how old you are or how young you are, Joe Biden had a bad day. I said that in the beginning. But what I'm saying is this. And Cindy, you could move your neck all you want.
But
We've
what's a bad?
all,
But
we've,
Sean, why can't you acknowledge the fact that it's not a bad day? He's in cognitive decline.
I'm not,
It's
I'm
a
not going,
myriad of bad days.
I don't know. I don't know if you're qualified to say that. I don't know. What I'm saying is, I don't know when you became a doctor to finally figure out what his medical history is. I'm just saying this.
You
We've
can see
all,
it. You don't know an
excuse me.
elderly. You don't know an elderly
Yeah,
person what
I
they
understand.
speak
Listen,
like.
I'm elderly. I'm elderly. But what I'm
No, you're
saying is
not.
this.
You're not
What,
considered elderly.
what I'm saying is this. Look at the bigger picture, everyone. Regardless of how old you are, we've all had bad days at the job or in our personal life where we thought that we were really not in a good space, and people have recommended to us to either remove yourself out of the situation, try to kick yourself and kick you out of your job, have you in a whole different mindset because you did something wrong or you made a mistake or you had a bad day that day. My whole thing is this: let's put all his health issues to the side. We've all had bad days in our life, but it doesn't mean that we quit, that we give up. If we feel that we can do it, we can do it. Of course, medically, if there's a situation where you can't do it, that's a different issue. I'm saying this, and I asked the folks in the chat room. For the number one in the chat room, you had a bad day. You made a mistake at work. You wasn't cognizant about what you was doing. Because there's people in their 30s and 40s that blank out and lose their mind.
And there are
That's
people
all
that
I'm
when
saying.
they and there are people
And
that
so I
when they
ask
do
you,
that,
so I
they
ask you
lose their
again.
jobs. Have you
I
ever
ask you again. Cindy, I ask you one more time. I ask you one more time. And guys, welcome to the show, only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Cindy's been acting real cute since we could see her collarbone now in her neck. But my
no,
question
it's
to you, Cindy, my question to you is: have you, not Joe? I'm using Joe as a template. I'm saying you. Have
but
you had a
using him
bad day?
but using him as a template is not an accurate depiction. Have I had a
Cindy J,
bad
have
day?
you
Yes.
have you ever have you ever had a bad day? And
Everybody
someone said to you, You're not qualified for this. You
Yes.
need to go.
There are people that do that. And you know what? There are surgeons who have a bad day and nick an artery and they're fired and they're sued for millions of dollars. There are air traffic controllers that have a bad day and they make planes crash or ships crash and they're fired. I'm sure there was some firing going on when somebody crashed into that Francis Scott Key Bridge. That was a very bad day. There are bad days that happen every day, and there are people that lose their job every day from making one little mistake. There's somebody in accounting today who misplaced a decimal and will lose their job. So, yes, you
Okay.
can have a bad day and you can get your ass fired, especially when there's 200 million plus people looking at you. So, sorry, Joe, you had a bad day. Bad
Sharon,
day. You had a
Sharon,
bad day and you're going to lose your job. So,
now,
I hope it was
Sharon,
worth it.
Sharon, welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning started, man.
Whew.
Sharon, she's been acting real cute since we've been seeing her collarbone. She was not behaving like this 6 months ago. Trust me. Sharon, welcome to the show. It's good to see you, young lady.
Hey, good morning, lovies.
Sharon, bad day, made a mistake at the job, but you didn't get fired. And have you ever had that type of situation going on in your life, Sharon, at any point?
I'm having a bad day right now, caught up in this. What is going on? What?
Shawn likes to get me riled up. I don't know why.
Sydney is sitting in you, and oh boy, Lord Jesus, be offense, honey. She,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, she's on the ball. She's on the roll right now. But my point is, yes, Joe didn't have a good performance. I understand. Joe's old. I get it. Came back the next day, had a pretty decent speech. That's what I'm saying. Was sometimes we have bad days or something goes on with us and we get kicked down to the ground. The next day we could get right back up, dust it off. I'm just talking in general terms now. Then just dust it off and get back on our horse and keep it pushing. Because if we had such an extreme bad day, or even if we got fired from our job, Sharon Bond, even if we got fired and we at our lowest point, we still got to pick ourselves up and continue on with the primary purpose of living our own lives. Sharon, I yield my time to you.
We have to do it with a smile. So, because he is the head of this United States, he cannot have bad days. It's in his contract. So he has to be at 1,000% all the time. We, the common, don't have to be. We can have bad days, good days, half a days. We can even take the day off. He can't. So when you're representing us, the people, you have to. I got that from you, Sydney. The people, we have to be on 1,000%. When Obama was in office, he walked with he did the stroll. Oh my Lord, the media went berserk. Oh, he's doing a black walk, like black joggers, and nobody paid attention then. Here it is, Joey. He talking, he said, yeah, the spaghetti, tastes good. And what was I saying? Honey, homemade. You can't do that because the other countries are looking like, yeah, we're going to send him a letter and tell him he was the bomb, but we're saying we're sending a bomb. Come on, I'm with you on this one. You can't have a bad day repping us, bro.
Right.
We
So,
hard on our
so
own color. You don't get a pass for me. I'm with Cindy on this one.
I hear you. So now, guys, again, welcome to the show. Later on this afternoon, we have some clips coming up. New version of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team, and you'll see it every 6 weeks. And we're truly appreciated when we go into the podcast studio and film. Now, let's segue in from Bad Day, Sharon and SennyJ, which Joe definitely had, to the outright lies and the outright deflection of the King Donald Trump, who was on the panel, SennyJ and Sharon Bonds, not even telling the truth, evading questions. I mean, simple questions just just right off the top of his head, just lying about all these the situations that's going on in the country. So now you have a young man or old man who can barely get on stage and talk, and then you got the other bipolar opposite of a man who has 34 felonies and can't tell the truth on stage. SennyJ, what what's your choices here? If you got to have a choice, I mean, I'm not gonna, I mean, no, I'm not asking you who you're voting for, but 34 felons or a guy who could barely comprehend anything on stage. Let me answer that question first, Sharon Bonds, if you don't mind. I'm going with the older guy who could barely talk on stage. If we elect Donald Trump as president with I believe it's 34 felonies, I believe, then the day he becomes president, if that happens, SennyJ, I'll yield my time back to you. My question is this: if Donald Trump becomes president, should everyone in the United States of America with a felony, are they eligible, SennyJ, to go back to work in America?
I mean, of course, they should be allowed to. I mean, that's what we were saying when they legalized marijuana, right? Like all the people that have been put in jail for that, they should be freed. But they're not going to do that. So,
Sharon, would you think that would be a deterrent to vote for someone who has 34 felonies if they're allowed to be president of the United States, that everyone in the country with a felony can go back to work in America since the commander-in-chief is a felon? Because Sharon, I would argue that in court if I was a felon. I would argue that. I'd be like, wait a minute, why I can't work at the post office?
But he can't be president.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like why I can't get these jobs that are in mainstream America because I've been denied as a felony. Sharon, what's your thoughts on this before we move on?
Run like hell. We are stuck in between two rocks that are colliding. Old Donald ain't do nothing new. He did what he normally does. You ask Donald about French fries, he's gonna tell you about a cow. You ask Joey about a banana, he gonna tell you, what did I have for breakfast? So we screw whichever way. So it's, who do you want to screw you? The pooch or the hound dog? Which one?
Right.
But they can choose. They can choose somebody else before the Democratic National Convention is not until the end of August. And I see different news outlets saying that the Democratic Party is not happy with Biden's performance. They didn't know he was this bad, and that they're talking about it. So that kind of makes me think like they might be, because the news, they get their information straight from the government anyway. So that's how we get everything, is because the government is telling them what to say. So I don't know. I think that they're possibly gearing the people up for another announcement, to maybe see what different people think about that. Some people are saying we don't have enough time. Well, you already don't like the choices we have, so why not throw another wrench in there? You know what I'm saying? I think if it would give the Democratic Party any chance of trying to save it, because as of right now, Biden is not it. People can say, they'll rock with him through bad days or whatever to try and keep the vote blue. But people are not interested in seeing an elderly person up there for another 4 years. They're just not. And just on appearances alone, which we know America is very vain, it's going to be a no-go. So they should be encouraging people to contact their congressperson or whoever can get involved in the Democratic Party to give them somebody else.
Now, Sharon, do you think that? I personally think that, and then I'll yield to Sharon. TJ, I personally think that there's not enough, just to segue off of what you're saying. I just don't think that there's just enough time. Like, this convention is coming up in August, and then the general elections in November. I don't even know if they can get enough flyers out, graphic folks to get out, get the different promoters. I don't
They're gonna
think
have to
that there's
try.
just not enough time to yeah, you're right. They should have groomed somebody, in the last 2 or 3 years. This is too late for that. Sharon, do you think it's too late for them to get a brand new candidate up there?
It's never too late. It's already somebody is waiting in the wings. Sean, check this out. Joe Biden has bills on his desk that need to be passed. He can't even remember. He don't remember. He was supposed to set those kids free from all that college money. Joker dude forgot he even said it. Eh, out the window. If there's a bill passed, so let's just say, Sean, we'll go with what you were saying, right? I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna keep him in there, and then he's gonna let all the felons 30 blah blah blah. He gonna forget. He's going to forget. He can't even remember 5 seconds ago. So I'm with Cindy on this. We need somebody else. We know the two things that we have. Let's go with something that we might get. Because what's going to happen is the House already has that person. So that's the person that they tell what to do. And that person will go and do what the Democratic Party tell him to do. Or nobody can tell Donald Trump what to do. He just does what he wants to do anyway. So let's go in that direction. I'm for the new vote because I'm running. I'm telling you, I'm running. I might move to England
You're not
to the
Sharon.
Queen.
Sharon, the way your social media is popping, you ain't moving nowhere. Guys, welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning star right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and also the beloved Sharon Bond. Now, listen, what we want to do is we're going to go into some front page news. We truly appreciate you guys. We're excited to be here on a Wake the F Up Monday. So, Cindy, let's go with our first story if you don't mind.
Well, the big story that people are talking about today, the BET Awards were last night. If anybody got a chance to look at them, there were some highs, there were some lows. One big piece of the night that a lot of people are talking about is their tribute to Usher, which was all females tribute that they did. It was very nice. I thought I enjoyed it. I watched the tribute. They had Coco Jones up there. They had Keke Palmer, who did a really good performance. Victoria Monet and Teyana Taylor. They did Teyana Taylor was dressed up, like Usher, and Victoria Monet was supposed to be like Beyonce when they did a back in the day performance. I thought that they did really good, but I feel like a lot of people felt like that it should have been men up there. Like, I don't know, all these women have this allegiance to Chris Brown, whatever. Chris Brown, they thought maybe Mario, maybe Bryson Tiller, maybe all these other people could have done a better job than the girls. But if you guys got a chance, go check out the performances. I thought that they were dope. I really enjoyed it, and I think Usher enjoyed it too. So people on social media, I don't know what more these people want. But then, because they were also honoring Usher for the Lifetime Achievement Award, and his I don't know, I guess he did like say a couple of curses at first, talking about like people that were behind him, but then it just big gaps of his speech. It seemed like he was up there for like at least 3 minutes, but you only got like 5 words out of him, and then the rest of it, there was no audio. So, of course, people use it as an opportunity to get on BET and be like, BET Awards never get it correct. It was just so ghetto. It was a lot of ass shaking going on last night. A lot. You had Ice Spice, you had Tyla, you had all these people. Literally every performance, there was an ass shaking, except for Lauryn Hill's performance, which everybody was really happy to see her. She brought out Wyclef Jean, her son YG Marley. They did like a whole little reggae thing. It was vibe. Shout out to Lauryn Hill. It was good seeing her. She was wearing like this big, like covered outfit. I was like, "What's going on, sis?" But it was a good thing. I enjoyed the award shows. Taraji, she did a really good job. She hosted. Um, she came out performing to They Not Like Us, and she was dressed up like Kendrick Lamar when he just recently did his Amazon performance. So I thought it was a good cohesive show. I don't know what everybody's saying. Did you guys watch the award shows? Are you over award shows? Are you over the BET award shows? Put a 1 in the comments if you watched it. Put a number 2 if you didn't.
Uh,
That's all I
welcome,
have.
welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning started right. Sharon Bonds, I'll be honest with you. I'm over award shows. I really I don't care what type of award show. Unless if Shawn Harvey's winning an award, then I'm into it. Uh,
Oh, Will Smith also, he did a performance with Kirk Franklin and I don't know if Kanye West invented this choir, but the Sunday Service Choir, or I don't know if he just works with them. They were there too and he gave this like it's like a spiritual song talking about, you can make it through the fire and if you're down, don't worry, you can make it out. So, it was all right, but it was giving pandering because you're trying to make a comeback, after slapping Chris Rock. So it didn't give what it was supposed to give for me, but I'm sure other people enjoyed it. Are you here for Will Smith making a gospel rap song?
no, no, I'm not. I'm not. And just back to the BT Awards, nothing but us black folks shaking the booty because that's what us black folks do. Okay. We love to shake the booty and we love to turn up. The BET Wars is not ghetto. It's just black folks expressing the way that we feel. It's just our cousins and our uncles in the backyard, but everybody's dressed up and everybody's millionaires. We love to turn up. It goes back to the slavery days when we used to pick cotton all day, and then at the end of the night, they will go and turn up at night. So for you to say everyone's turned up except for Lauryn Hill, I think it's a disgrace for you to say that as you identify black folk.
I
Now,
thought Lauren Hill was turned up.
no,
It
no,
wasn't
no.
it?
You said black folks turn and shake a lot of booty shaking. You wouldn't say that about a white award. Now, hold on.
There was a lot of booty
BT Award
shaking.
show is BT Award show Black Job.
Right, right. It's right, exactly. Like it's where we congregate on TV. And you know what? If you're gonna honor Usher, let this brother curse. He can listen. We hear curses all day. The kids are on social media cursing. They're 6 years old, 9 years old. It's not offending anybody at this point. So let the just unmute the mic and let Usher speak his truth. He's our legend. He's our modern day James Brown, Michael Jackson. Let him talk his talk. It's a disservice to him. Him having all females do all his songs, weird, kind of weird to me, but that's here or there. We love him. God bless him. The BET Awards is always going to be the BET Awards. It's going to be a spectacle of black folks turning up. Will Smith, before I yield my time to Sharon, Smith has already been forgiven. He's back to Will Smith. The Bad Boys will grossed $1 billion worldwide. He's up there TV singing to Kirk Franklin. He made his apology. He apologized to Chris Rock on Instagram. He's done. He's back in the mainstream. He's back to being one of our heroes, and that's it. Sharon, I yield my time. Will Smith is one of our, and if that's the case, let Will Smith run for president.
Word.
I'll take that.
I
I'll
take I
vote on
take
that ticket.
I take Cindy right now. I'm word.
No,
Because
you no. Listen, Sharon. You don't want to take Cindy. No, you don't want to take.
at least she
You've
ain't gonna
never
forget,
hung out.
Sean. At least she
I'll
ain't
Li-
gonna
get this
forget.
country together in a minute. I'll
Listen,
get this
listen.
country
Sharon,
together.
Sharon. Don't get caught up in Cindy's in that whole masquerade. You've never hung out with Cindy J at night.
Whatever,
You
Sean.
don't
Shut
know.
up.
This is
Cindy
you
be
don't
turned up at
know.
night.
I
You
can
don't know.
imagine.
This is you see podcast Cindy, different Cindy at night. Put a number one in the chat room, guys. If you ever hung out and felt the wrath of Cindy J. Go ahead,
Oh my
Sharon.
Definitely.
God. Listen, I thought the Usher segment, I thought it should have been mixed. I thought it should have been men and women. There's a lot of sexual connotation going on in that situation there. I'm really pretty much over these award shows, but I'm Black. We need to support. We got to turn those TVs on so that the shows can keep going. We're
Yeah, no
hard
doubt.
on each other as a culture. We're real hard on each other. We hard on comedian Sean. If you don't make the front row laugh, like come on, like he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Some people going. I've heard Sean say, "Yo, you ain't laughing. Get up and get out this front seat." Like I'm being funny
Yeah.
right now and you're not laughing. But people, it's different culture. We have to, no matter what, still support our folks. Now, Will Smith and I think Taraji said something about somebody shaking their butt in front of Bobby Brown's, the gospel guy's face. I don't look, booty shaking and gospel. I'm not a part of that part right there. I'm gonna stay out of that because that's some other stuff. I don't want. I need to get into heaven. I don't need to be at the gate holding and shaking the No, 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 no.
You're gonna get into heaven even if you shake your ass, Sharon.
Who told you that? Look, who told you that?
The
I'm qualified to say it because I've been in hell 4 times in my life, ma'am. You haven't been through nothing what Shawn Harvey has been through. You're going to go express trip right to heaven, even if you shake your booty, young lady. So let's knock that off, okay?
yeah,
If the
Sharon, I
young
think you're
lady,
giving
I
too
didn't mean to
much.
interrupt you. If the young lady is shaking the booty in front of a reverend, it doesn't matter. They're going, listen, I cursed out a pastor before. I'm going straight to hell. I know this.
You
But
did it
Sharon,
already.
you gotta want Cindy that you talk about you running with Cindy now, but I'm telling you right now, Judgment Day, Cindy and I going straight to hell, and you're going over there.
I'm going
And
downstairs.
and Cindy J and myself is comfortable with that. So if you think you want to run with Cindy J this morning, you better think twice, young lady.
I get to ask
Sharon,
for I get to ask for forgiveness of sin every time I get off of this show. I say, Lord, please forgive me for all of my sins. So
yeah.
whatever sins that I committed during this show, I ask for forgiveness. So I'm gonna try to help you guys. Ask for
Nope.
forgiveness of sin, Sinny, when you get off. Sean, listen.
Look at his face. It's going straight to hell. Look at his face. Look,
It's
Sharon.
burning
Look.
now. I see it.
Yes, Sharon, please. I'll take all the positive reinforcement I
Right
can
there.
get. Thank you for the prayers.
Lucifer gonna be like, bring your punk ass in here. I'm like this.
He gonna
Mm-mm.
say,
Continue on,
Sean,
Sharon.
hold
I
the
mean,
door. He gonna say, Sean, hold the door open for others. But the show was the show was it was giving a lot of mixy stuff. So I'm gonna still I did turn off and watch House of Dragons because I was like, I need a break. So I watched the House of
Oh, I need to
Dragons.
watch that today. I need to watch
Girl, the
that.
House of Dragons is it's getting
It was getting good. Okay,
yes.
I
It's
can't
starting
watch
to
it.
come
I
to
can't
life. Oh, I'm
wait.
sorry, we off track. Sorry, Sean.
no, we're not on track. It's just really disappointing that two African American queens are glorifying a show that's on television right now or in reruns, and it's not one black folk in sight on this
Oh, no,
particular
no,
There
show.
no.
is
You are a
black
thousand
folk.
percent wrong, son. No, no, no,
That
no, no. They
All right, I
Yes,
have
take that
about,
back.
hilarious.
yes,
I
they
take
have
that back.
about 30. You hear when I
I
say
take it back.
the dragons are even
Take it back.
black.
The
I take it
dragons
back.
are black.
The
I thought
dragons,
it. I
the dragons is blowing the fire like this. Woo, woo, like that. The dragons is black. I love it. That's why I'm watching it. Got black dragons, they black queens and kings. They got black guys on the boat. They got black guys off the boat. I love it. I love it. I
Penny,
love it.
when
I'm
the
sorry.
last time you
I
had
got
a
lost.
black dragon?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Continue on, Sharon. Apologize.
Shawn Harvey. What do you mean when is the last time she had a black dragon? I don't want to go to hell with you. So I'm gonna think you're talking about a toy.
It's okay,
Kids
Sharon.
toy, something, scissors, something. What you
Cindy
talking about,
haven't
Sean?
had Cindy haven't had penis in 17
Oh,
seasons.
Jesus. Forgive
That's why
as the Lord has
my
forgiven you.
skin's so clear.
Yeah.
No no stress. You want to age backwards, ladies? Drop that neighbor.
Yeah, Cindy, I'm gonna back off of that one with you because no, 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 no,
Cindy,
no.
Drop that neighbor today.
Cindy, what else you got real quick
Not
before we
having
get
that
out of here?
conversation. Mm-mm.
um there's so much, but I think I guess the last story I'll leave off with because it made me happy. But there needs to be more done with this. The former Uvalde School District Police Chief has been charged with child endangerment after, of course, that shooting. A second officer was charged with 29 felony counts of abandoning or endangering a child during the response to the shooting at Robb Elementary. Pete Arredondo, who's 52, was taken in by law enforcement officers last week, charged with 10 counts of abandoning and endangering a child. The Uvalde jail official confirmed Arredondo was being booked into the facility. His bail was set at $10,000 and 10,000 personal recognizance bonds. So I guess it's like 100,000. He posted bail and was later released the same day. He did not immediately respond to requests for comment, and it's unclear whether an attorney is representing him. I'm sure there is. A second officer was also charged, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who heard gunshots at Robb Elementary and was advised of the general location of the shooter, failed to engage, distract, delay, or impede the shooter until after the gunman entered rooms 111 and 112 at the school and shot at children. He also failed to show his active shooter training by not moving toward the gunfire. His lawyer said in a statement he had just taken the case and would be working to obtain evidence the government was relying on in accusations. So this, it looks like they're going to be, starting the trial on this. The Justice Department released a 600-page report that said poor coordination, training, and execution of active shooter protocols led to a failure in the response of the shooting. Instead of continuing to engage with this 18-year-old gunman who was locked in a classroom, officers retreated after an initial burst of gunfire and did not push forward immediately and continuously to eliminate the threat. So this is going to be playing out. So I'll keep you guys updated. But I mean, I guess they're charging the right people, but it just doesn't seem like enough.
All right, listen. And I'll yield my time to Sharon. Are we all kind of color coordinated over here? Like different shades
I
of
know,
different.
we're all in the same color palette. See what happens when you hang out with us for too long, Sharon?
Sharon, you better do a lot of praying when you get off the show today.
Because when we color coordinate, that means we're in here.
That's right. Be careful. Please run and get you some holy water ASAP, Sharon. Please, thank you.
We warned you.
Thank you. Baptize yourself ASAP.
Don't hide now. We're already in there.
That's right. You're already in the devil's den. You're playing too much.
The devil is a liar. Hell no, I'm not. No.
Sharon, I'll get your hand basket ready.
That's right.
We're all going to hell.
Yeah, Cindy, Cindy, don't we get like a real thrill out of saying these things to Sharon? It's really hilarious to me. Now, back to this this situation of Valdez, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Uvalde.
Every one of those officers and everyone that was in command that day should all be in jail right now. One police officer ran in there and got his child and left.
That was crazy. That was crazy, but I would have did the same. He
grabbed his son and said, "I'm out."
I would have did the same.
And right, it's a double-edged sword with that. Maybe I would have did the same as well. But what I'm saying is this. First of all you police officers, most of y'all out there, and I say this respectively, I say this with the utmost respect. 99% of y'all are getting free money. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of incidents that's happening around. There's crime and there's a lot going on. I get it. But the majority of y'all are not doing but so much. And I say that respectively. Don't get me wrong. So now you have an incident in Texas where you got an 18-year-old active shooter, and you got nothing but the mob and the military and all these high-skilled officers with all these guns, and they scared to eliminate the shooter. Where it got to a point where we saw it on videotape that they wouldn't even advance into the next room. This was a disgrace. And these poor babies lost their life. And part of the reason why they lost their life is because the lack of courage from the police officers. Don't give me the training. They didn't have enough training. No, you did. You didn't have enough courage. You had the training, but when it was time to do it, you didn't execute. Why? because 99% of the time you're not doing nothing. So everything is cool. The optics look great. You got the bulletproof vest on, you got the big gun and all that. But when it was time for you to use your instruments, your guns, and everything else, you ran the other way. Why are we even having a trial? These people, all of them, would have been in jail right now. Everybody would have been fired. This is a disgrace. And Sharon, before I yield my time, look at the residual effects. The families, the families are looking at the police department locally like you guys are a disgrace. Some of these people were living in the community. They have to leave. You know why you had to leave, because you're a disgrace, not only to your police community, but to the community as a whole, to where you didn't have enough courage to defend these little babies in the moment of their need, and they all died. And that was one of the reasons why they died, because you didn't execute. Sharon, I
It
yield my
was
time.
You- I'm with you 100% on that. Period. This, like there's nothing else to give. Tracy said you be preaching right now. Well, he did preach that out, no doubt about it. I'm with you 100% on that, Shawn. Everybody, when they said everybody, we say everybody. Everybody need to be fired. Everybody. Mm-hmm.
The janitor had more courage
But
than the police officers.
that's what I'm trying to figure out though. It was it you think they were really scared? Like
Yes, they were
everybody,
scared.
all of them?
Everybody.
Yo,
I
they was
don't know. I'm trying to find another explanation
Cindy,
because
go
I
back,
just
Cindy, go on YouTube and watch the video. You hear the gunfire. The police are stationed behind a corridor in the wall, behind the wall. They're talking to each other. Only thing you hear is pop, 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 and they're not even advancing into the room.
She said,
This
which
was
way you gonna run?
terrible. And for the officer, let's go back to the officer that snatched his kid up and left. let's
That guy
go
right
back to
there.
that
That
guy.
guy right there.
Okay, sir. For me, if I was the judge of everybody, I would say, sir, that was very commendable that you went over there and you got your child because you only thought of your child. Okay, the child's good and he's safe. Okay, come here. Now you're going to spend the next 37 years in jail
word.
because your child is going to live a life and you didn't protect the other babies that are no longer here. That is 17,000 felonies right there, what he did.
That guy said F this job that day. He
And,
was
and,
like,
and
I'm
listen,
out of here.
he felt that he didn't have a black job, so he just went and did his own thing. Like, bruh, your job between the hours of whatever it is to protect the community, protect the people. Bruh in his head said, listen, I'm grabbing my youngin' and I'm out. Now you did that. Now what if the rest of the officers would have did the same thing? Bro, come on. What we doing here? What we doing
Right.
here?
Well, maybe if all the officers would have had that same mindset, they would have saved some other kids because they at least would have been going into the damn building.
Underneath the jail, all of them. House of Dragons, Cindy.
Well, you know what this makes me think of because we always have gun debates and people always love to say, "Oh, well, that's why I need my gun because when something pop off, I want to be able to shoot them dead and protect myself." The
Right.
police didn't even do it, so I'm sure you're not.
I know.
Joe, 55 years old in Walmart. You're not taking down anybody. So
I
keep that
know.
gun locked up in your
Right.
little case at your house,
And
okay?
and
Because
I
the
know,
police aren't
I
even
know, I
doing
know, I know the active shooter was probably like, where y'all going?
it.
Look at
Yeah,
Sharon, see, look at Sharon, look at Sharon. Just see Sharon like this.
you know, you know what I was
Don't
just
be
saying.
scared.
I'm going to pray for everyone. I'm going to put prayer in for everyone. I'm going to ask again for the strength for the family, prayer of forgiveness, because that's going to be hard to do, but it's something that I got extra prayer for everyone, and for those families that are grieving, for that the police department that is going to be shut down,
Yeah,
sheriff, all of them, they're going to be gone, and just pray for the whole group because the lives that are lost are gone, and you can't fix it. You can't go back. You can't fix it. All you can do is sit there and live with that. everybody has to live in that, which is terrible because that's a whole mental thing. And hey, ah,
And how
prayers
does
up.
it make how does and I
Oof.
mean I don't mean to say then we're gonna get out of here. I mean I know that I don't want one bad apple to spoil the bunch, but how do the other law enforcement throughout the country like you're making all law enforcement look really bad when you behave like this? Not saying that, the other law enforcement throughout the country is like, that ain't gonna happen over here. We're gonna, whatever. And I get that. I get that. But the general consensus is that's not a good look. And all these people resigning and stepping down and getting fired. No, these are criminal charges.
Are they
Yeah.
going to get away with him? Look at Donald. He got 34. He good. So they just
That's
doing.
right.
So they're following listen. They're following the leader. Can I say something on a good note to bring us out of this for a moment? Because if I don't say this, it's going to eat me up. I want to give shout out to my nephews, two of them. One graduated and received a full scholarship ride to Kingsborough Community College as a chemist.
Oh
Hot
wow, that's
diggity
Let's clap.
dog.
Let's clap.
fantastic.
Hot diggity dog. My second nephew, he received the Oprah Winfrey full ride scholarship to Morehouse College, and he's going to go to Africa next year to learn in college over there. I am so proud of my great nephews. I don't know what to do with myself. I had to just share that to bring some joy into what we're looking forward to as our black men start to stepping it up. So we don't have to look for a Joey or a Donald. We can look for Makai. We can look
Word.
for Brandon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
let's
can do that.
clap. Let's clap.
That's
Clap it up.
fantastic,
Put
Sharon.
And
Congratulations to them.
And congratulations to them as well, Sharon. But I don't know what Sharon talking about, Cindy. We were having a great time this morning. Uh,
Yeah.
we started killing and shooting babies, and I just went, oh my god, this is a
It's very
lot.
American. It's very on
yeah.
brand.
I'm
Uh,
moving to England.
Sharon, Cindy's going to do Cindy's going to have the last word, but we want you to have the last word before Cindy J. Go ahead, Sharon.
All
No,
right.
leave it
So
with Sharon.
today,
Go ahead, girl.
Oh,
so
go for
to
Sharon. All right,
Go
Sharon, the
for
floor is
Sharon.
yours.
so to look at us. So today we're going to go with kindness. I think we just need to be kind. We need a lot of kindness in the world. So today we're going to go with kindness. We're going to clothe ourselves in kindness, and we're going to forgive. We're going to forgive as the Lord forgave us. And above all things, we're going to put on love because it's the number one virtue, and we can just bind it all together for people with unity. So remember, Sean, be kind today, no matter what. The rest of the week, you have to be kind. Cindy, kindness. Be kind, no matter what. When it comes in your head and you ready to snap, say, Sharon Bond said, be kind. Like, listen, I'm telling you, I'm only being kind because Sharon said, whatever it takes, just be kind. And myself, I'm going to be kind as well because I got a rough deal the whole week. But kindness is the word of the week. I love you all. And for all the listeners, be kind. God said so. He commanded it.
I like that. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sharon.
All right, guys, we see you in a few days. Thank you so much, Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature Wake team with the Queen City J and the Queen Sharon. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. Put a number one in the chat room if you enjoyed the show. Put a number two if you didn't. Later on this afternoon, we got some new dramatic clips that you will love, that video clips that you will love and will enjoy. And please comment on them. Okay, see you guys later. Come on,
Bye, guys.
wait, guys.
Bye,
See you later.
everyone.